Versus full AD Thornmail looks like a sure item. And yep, it is. Let me just quickly catch up on the chat. I do like to call Gangplank. You like to feed him regularly. He's an asshole, but he's my asshole. So I treat him well. Do you not treat your own asshole well? Like, seriously. It's just no brainer. Trying to learn top, picking gear, but I have literally no idea how to trade. Should you just QEW mindlessly? As far as I know, that's how Garen works. You turn your brain off, roll your fingers over the keyboard, and there you go. I mean, obviously, when it comes to Garen, like, the timing of your W is literally everything, because that cooldown is massive. You time it well, you'll win any trade. But yes, that character's a mindless, simple mess. All right, so first thing we're going to do is try to remember... That's not it. Where is it? There we go. All right, so that's the button I need to remember. We then need to... Let's see. Scoreboard? We'll do the time controls in a second. So first things first, let's look at the compositions, and then we'll watch it from the perspective of the Urgot. So, top lane is Urgot versus Gangplank. This is a very frustrating lane. It is a lane I personally cannot stand. That's what it is. I can't stand this lane, but honestly, I've recently tried going Duran's shield to start, and it makes the lane far more bearable. And once you get Stride Breaker, the Gangplank is constantly within kill threat. If you can ever land the Stride Breaker, I mean, you're going to land the rest of your kit. Unless he oranges it away, and if he does, then he's ripe for your ultimate to kill him. So, he needs to play it extremely precisely to be able to win at that point. And Gangplank, let's be frank here. If you're not an extremely high-level Gangplank player, you're going to struggle having any meaning in team fights. Because Gangplank is really difficult to play well in team fights. Sure, his scaling's insane. I mean, he's a crit scaling top laner, and crit scaling in general is broken. It's broken. If you get 4 or 5 crit items, like, the damage you're going to do is stupid. And Gangplank, with his insane barrels, can easily chip off half of a carry's life or more with a single barrel towards the end of the game. And thank you, just watching. Hi. We're doing the coaching game here, so for those of you that don't know, occasionally, if a viewer wants to submit a coaching game and has the points from just watching the stream to do so. Thank you. So we're doing a coaching. So yes, that's the matchup. In my opinion, this is a lane where you start Duran's shield, you rush as soon as you can, Stride Breaker, and then the lane becomes yours. Occasionally, I also like to get the Tiamat early, just because early game pressure from Gangplank can be pretty nasty, and you might need it just to be able to farm. But yeah. Who is the coachee? Lulu? No, the Urgot. I'd hope that'd be obvious. But, I mean, if you're not always here, maybe you wouldn't know. Continuing down the line, Zac versus Amumu. This is very even situation because both of these champions are relatively weak junglers. Their clear speed's pretty low. And they both tend to suffer from either Amumu's case, low health and mana, Zac's case, low health. And they need levels in order to get to the point where they can be meaningful. So both of these junglers, I don't expect much early. Granted, we had a game earlier today where Zac jungle just basically crushed the game for us. But I expect neither of them to really do anything early. This is a matchup that's basically a wash, since both of these guys tend to be scaling, team fighting, tanky jungles. They basically have a very similar team fight situation. Both of them play similarly. Both of them are weak early. They're my style of champions. So who knows how that lane's going to go. The Zed versus Katarina. Both of these, well, in this case, the Zed needs to win early because the Katarina outscales and out team fights Zed pretty hard. The Zed needs to win early. If he doesn't, I mean, Katarina's just better. The bot lane, it's Ezreal versus Trist. You expect the Tristana, especially with the Lulu, to abuse the fuck out of the enemy bot lane. Basically constantly shoving and breaking the turret. You expect this to be a hard shoving lane, which means that you also expect that the Zac will spend a bit more time down there just to make sure they're safe. And you expect the Tristana to end the laning phase with 3 or 4 plates more than the Ezreal. But who knows? Nautilus is more all in. Lulu just tries to keep him alive. Like, as far as compositions go, these compositions are really similar. I would actually think this comp is a little bit better, as there's more mid-game and late-game scaling in this comp than there is in this one. And I feel like as far as team fight is concerned, I'd, again, vouch for this team over this one. They've got slightly better engage with the Nautilus and the Amumu, but overall, yeah. So that's the situation. Let's now go to the vision. Let it go. So yes, up until recently, when it came to this lane, I would just build my normal call and suffer horribly. I've since changed my mind on the subject, and this is how I start now. Duran Shield and Potion. And with that, it really mitigates the fucking Q poke that a Gangplank has. He'll run out of mana before he kills you. With Call, not true.
30 seconds until minions.
That's a dangerous thing to go in on your own like this. I would have just sat in this brush and waited, because potentially you could kill a ward that way. When you wandered into here, it forced you to then basically give up your position. I don't think you need to back. You got enough health. Your Duran Shield would simply heal it up, and you could just stick around and potentially catch a ward. But yeah, like in your position, I'd hang out here, because like this is where they want to drop wards. And that's where you're most effective. Use your W to insta-jib a ward. You'll hit 2 off the first wave. And it looks like the Amumu wanted to drop a ward, so I think this is a missed opportunity. I don't think you needed to back. I think you were just fine the way you were. How long have I been streaming for? Like 6 years? I've been streaming for a long time. Also, let me get some tea. Cho, if you're playing Urgot, Cho beats Urgot early on because his passive allows him to just constantly heal. What, you started E. I would never vouch starting E against Gangplank because it's really hard to actually get within melee range to land the E. Not without your Q or Stride Breaker, and even then it would be tough. Like, I would have started W and just shoved, because this is your opportunity to take advantage of your early game strength, because your W does much more damage than the Gangplank can match. Like, I understand that you start strat, and in most lanes I think it's fine to do that. Against Gangplank it just seems like a waste because he got range as well. God, what a frustrating play pattern Gangplank has, but at least this Gangplank is also hitting his barrels. He's doing really well. This is a solid game. He's landing his Q grasp hits, and he's also landing his barrels, and this is all 3 minutes in. This is going to be an annoying lane. A good Gangplank is very frustrating to play against. This one might be a good one. You could have gotten that CS with a W. You're missing quite a bit of farm. Oh, yeah, you're getting chunked here. This Gangplank's solid. Oh. Yeah, you need to just focus on farming and not focus on him. Oh, that was a mistake. Now you gotta use your W to get... You're missing a lot of farm. No, the shotgun. Oh, W. Use your W, that's fine. I feel like you could have gotten like 3 or 4 more CS there. Wait, who just died? Your mid lane. That's bad. Zed getting an early kill is a very bad sign. But yeah, I'd say first thing I'm going to mention here is that you really need to be focusing more on farm because you need to get Stride Breaker to win this lane. And every bit of gold counts. And yeah, you're getting zoned out pretty hard because of all the damage you took earlier. Had you just shoved level 1 and 2, you would have been fine. Now, though, he has a complete... He has you basically over a barrel. Wait a minute. Oh my god, he backed and bought Sheen. That's a bitch. That's a bitch. I was wondering how he had so much mana. Yeah, you're missing more farm. This is troublesome. Because again, you really need Stride Breaker, and he now has the most important item for him, which is Sheen. Wow, he had vision, huh? Where was his vision, I'm curious? He didn't have vision. That was just smart pings. Wow. That was just really smart pings. There was actually no vision to see that gank coming. Missing a lot of farm. Oh, and you missed the cannon too. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Oh my god, you're missing so much farm. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just say it here. One of the biggest things you can do right now to improve as an Urgot player is to focus on that farm. Like, you could definitely be avoiding the Gangplank's damage, but that's not even necessary. You need CS. You need money. Because a good Gangplank, you're not going to be able to avoid their damage. That was a good use of the key. Oh, God, and then you auto. Yeah, I genuinely feel like you should have more CS right now than the Gangplank. You should easily have 40 CS right now. You've missed a lot. Don't get me wrong, I have my bad games too where I constantly miss CS, but it's still something that needs to be said. GPS Sheen, he's full build. Oh, God. It's slow pushing towards you. Honestly, I would consider just backing and TPing in with some items. How much gold do you have? You got 1,000 gold to spend. That's, it's enough to get a Kindle gem. This is definitely a game where I would go Merc Treads because of their CC. They've got a lot of strong CC on their team. Okay. You really need to back. And this is a problem. You're backing in a bad location. You can stop your back easily. And you're not going to be able to farm well without mana, so I don't know why you're sticking around. Now, please, don't back there. Again, I would recommend backing right here. Because that way the Gangplank can't stop your back. Right now, he could. He could stop your back. And he doesn't even need to take a turret shot to do it. Just double barrel, slap it, and you're going to get hit. Why not get more Life Leech sustain? Life Leech is only useful if you can get damage off. If you're starting off with focus on Life Leech, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you simply get chunked out before your healing can be advantageous. And I mean in the long run. In the laning phase, you're not. In the laning phase, you're going to be able to get the Life Leech off, but it's something that just doesn't, like, otherwise I would always build Ravenous over Titanic. I tried that for a while. But it always felt like I would simply die before I could have meaning in fights because I'm just much too squishy. With Titanic, you don't feel that way. I mean, the healing's great and all, but you need to get close enough to do damage to get the heal. So I would not recommend healing items on Urgot. Oh, nice, you got the good clean shove in. You've caught up a bit in farm, not enough, but a bit. And you get the healing plants too, so you're basically neutral with him. But he's definitely further along on his build than you are, which is a problem. Because he also gets more gold than you, and you should have hung around here for waiting. Like, what I would have done there is stick around in this brush, because it's obvious he was going to want to try to ward, and then you just kill the ward. Use your W, just kill it easily. Good damage, good trade. You did not need to E. His barrel was never going to land. Sometimes it's not obvious, though. And those barrels are going to hurt, so it's definitely a worthwhile thing to avoid. God, that's frustrating. See, that time it did, and your E was a little late. This Gangplank's good. What ELO is this? He's definitely playing really good as far as Gangplanks. In general, I don't tend to see Gangplanks that deep as well. Oh, good, you got the cannon. Nice, and your shotgun hit that, so you got that one too. Very good. He only has a single plate, but yeah, it's really not good that he's so far ahead of you in farm. Like, I tend to lose Gangplank lanes early on, but I still tend to try go even or even better against a Gangplank in farm. That's something you got to work on. And yes, you counter poke with regen/defense. That's correct. Like, I think it's a smart call to go for the tabby as far as mitigating lane damage. Against their comp, I still would go Merc Tread simply because of the Nautilus and the Amumu. You've got a lot of hard CC that Merc Treads would be good against. But the immediate lane mitigating factor of getting the tabbies is good because it works on his Q as well as his autos. It will mitigate the damage significantly. But you can already see how far behind you are at this point. Like, this is a lot more gold and items than this. The difference is, yeah, he's up 400 gold. It's a lot. Good job paying attention there. You spotted the Amumu and you eat away so you couldn't get that. That's very good. Oh. Oh, there's a kill. That should be another nice flash. Nice flash for the fear. Very good. Now you just need to land the Q and he's dead. Very nice. Excellently played. You lost a lot of plates, but that was going to happen anyways. You played that very well. You eat away when the Amumu would have gotten you. Fantastic. You landed the R once the Zek set up the 100% R connection. And then you flashed in with the Amumu corpse to fear the Gangplank who had already used his orange. Perfect. You played that perfectly. And you even got a plate afterwards. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Rampage. You don't even need to back right now, but you've got a lot of gold. I'd back. Actually, you are level 10. You can do some serious harm to him, actually. Well, you actually could have gone for that. You should have used your E on him. I think it would have connected. You got blue buff. Yeah, you gotta be careful. He's done too much damage. See, I think it would have been better overall if you just backed. Now it's too late. He's gonna do some... Well, it is shoving against him, so I guess you're good. And hey there, Nickram. How you doing? I'm glad to hear that you agree with what I'm saying, because I very much respect your Urgot. You are very good at the champ. And if you have any other tips to add, feel free. I will relay it in the video. You're going for Bloodthirst or Blazing King. The Urgot healing item of choice, if you are going to go Vamp, is Rapinus. I don't think Urgot has a really great choice other than Rapinus when it comes to healing items. I still prefer Titanic. I think Titanic's the better option. I like what you're doing. You are going for the Stridebreaker. Stridebreaker is my choice when going against Gangplank, because when you have Stridebreaker, you can easily go for those kills.
Turret plating will soon fall.
I like the rotations here. You pushed out top lane, you rotated down. You can now... Uh-oh, you gotta run. Oh, nice. That's... Yeah, that was not gonna work. Unfortunately, you could not have picked a worse time to use your E. This is one of those moments where if you had a ward, and I see you don't, if you had a ward, dropping a ward over this wall would have saved your life. Unfortunately, you did not have a ward. Like, I think I would have probably done the same thing. What you did right there that got you killed. So, I can't really criticize you for that because you see the Rift Scholar. You use your E to break the shield. You'll in one rotation kill it. Like you can kill a Rift Scholar at this point in time in about like 2 seconds flat. Oh, there goes your turret. That's unfortunate. Nice strike break, but he's screwed. Wow, he's just screwed. See, yeah, he's done. He had to use the orange or die to your double. Excellent, well done. You lost the turret, but at least you got the kill. And you played that well. Too bad the turret went down, but again, good execution. You were patient on your R, and that was the smart thing to do. And Stridebreaker just is literally night and day when it comes to this lane. Oh, Blade of the Ruined King is definitely a valid option, but I'd never build it on Urgot. Because yes, Urgot can take advantage of Blade of the Ruined King because the on-hit effect works at what is it, 50% efficiency on his W, which is good. But I still wouldn't buy it because it leaves you squishy. Sure, your healing's fantastic, but you might not live long enough to take advantage of it. I would do that if I was, say, gonna split push for the entire game. I'd consider that. Because that's the only time I'd ever build healing items on Urgot, is if I'm planning on just blindly split pushing. By the way, you can probably kill him right now. If you have your R, which you don't for another 10 seconds. Yes, that's right. If you can zone Gangplank away from the wave, he can't get grass procs, and without grass procs, his damage drops. It's hard to do because, I mean, I recently discovered that Gangplank can still stack his grasp on his barrels. So even if you zone him away from the minion, he can drop a barrel, blow it up, get the grass proc, and then use it on him. Which I think is insane, but apparently that works. It's not easy to zone away a Gangplank. But once you have Stridebreaker, oh, so easy to zone him away. If he's smart at all, he will stay the fuck away from you. Yes, I recently laned against a Gangplank that was literally only ever dropping his barrel. That's screwed. Oh, he didn't get an assist. That's too bad. I recently played against a Gangplank that literally never used his barrels to hit me. He only used them to stack up his grasp. It's one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. It was so dumb. It was working at first, and I got Stridebreaker, and then it stopped working. Unsurprisingly. You don't have teleport. Dragon's coming up soon. In this case, I'm not sure I'd go top lane. I mean, the wave is slowly pushing, but you got a long time before you need to deal with it. But now, since you're already here, shove this, go join your team. Because the dragon's coming up. They already have 2 dragons. You really don't want them to get to soul point. Not only that, but you're strong. You're 3-1. You're probably the strongest person on your team right now. You should join them. Your team's got a good team fight in comp. The Zac can easily initiate for you. The Lulu can keep you alive. This is the time you want to be joining your team. And although you don't have any real tank stats at this point, you're still necessary. That's unfortunate. The Zac's leaving, so that's their dragon. This is one of those times, if you had Ghost, that Zed would be so screwed. Man, they got another dragon. Now, you know what? Okay, nicely done. Perfect. Perfect execution is dead. Perfect. Again, man, your farming hasn't been all that great this game, but your execution, when it comes to actually fighting, has been top-notch. Excellent. There are some of these scenarios where I'd be like, I don't think I could have done it as well as you. Seriously. Very well done. So a little tip when it comes to Zed, and it's not just Zed. It's also true with Aurelia. When the Zed uses his R on you, when the Aurelia uses her dash on you, they appear behind you. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me, but that's what happens. They appear behind you. So whenever you see that ability happen and you have time to react, you E away from where they are, your E will connect, like you just did there. So, excellent work. And yeah, that's another thing you should get used to, as Nikram has pointed out. You should be using your stride breaker to get back to lane because it has a very short cooldown. And although it doesn't really move you that far, it's still free mobility, and you should take advantage of it. So now your teleport's up. In this case, I'd say you want to push bot lane and teleport to join your team. It looks like you're right on the ball with that. That's what is Katarina going bot lane? She also has teleport. If that's the case, then split top lane. Teleport to join your team. Just pay attention. You're fed. This is your game to carry, which is not a fun thing to have to say when you're playing as Urgot and your mid lane's 0-5, but you're going to be vital for the win if your team's gonna win. Because right now you're the only one that's really fed. In fact, I imagine you're the most fed person in the game. The Katarina's teleported in. You should have considered teleporting in, but never mind. You might be able to get the Zed. Oh, the blind R whiffed. I want to see how close you were. He just didn't go that way. He's gone. Oh! Again! Wonderful fucking execution! Wonderful execution! That Amumu is so probably fine. You need to run for your life. Nice E, but yeah, you're not winning this. This is one of those times, if you had Ghost, you'd actually potentially be able to either survive it or pick up a kill. Yeah, you were just outnumbered. Your teammates had all just gotten murdered. The Amumu may have been low health and mana, but you were just outnumbered. This is a problematic game. Ninjas always appear behind you. How does that not make sense? Aurelia's a ninja? Red buff's gone. And so is Ezreal. Unfortunate. We will see if you get one you're frustrated, Ike. As far as I'm concerned, you should probably be frustrated right now because, again, your mid lane's feeding hard. And like I said, Zed is an early game champion unless he gets fed. Katarina's a mid and late game champion, which means just time. Time's all she needs to be able to outscale the Zed, but she got her ass handed to her. I'd be pretty frustrated from that alone. Urgot appears behind after E. Urgot is a ninja confirmed. Technically, Urgot doesn't appear behind you. He's just flipping the bird. But I like where you're going. And hi there, Metal Gabri. How you doing? You're teleporting bot side, but wait. No, you're not teleporting bot side. Wait, what just happened?
Blue team double kill.
Right? You should be teleporting. Your bot side, you should be teleporting. Never mind. 3 people are already dead. The fight's already over. I feel like you missed an opportunity there. Just looking at the mini-map, because I'm trying to get the perspective that you have. Just looking at the mini-map, I feel like there was an opportunity for you to TP down there. And like I said, you're the most fed person. If your team doesn't have you, it's trouble. And not only that, the dragon's coming up. And because your teammates just all got massacred, that's theirs. That's 4th dragon. Even if teleporting down there wouldn't work out, you should have tried. Now, I don't know why the Zac went for that. The dragon was already gone. Uh-oh. Ah, good E-timing. Excellent E-timing. I feel like one issue that you're having in this game is that you're just not joining your team. You're the most fed person, and you've got the most gold on your team. Wow, he did a lot of damage to you. That is a fed Zed right there. He was like 1, maybe 2 auto attacks away from killing. You still have teleport. You might be able to TP in if they actually go through the Baron. They're not going for it. me or taking too much time buying items in the fountain. I'm assuming that he took the extra time buying items instead of joining his team because he was waiting for like a few more gold to finish an item. That's my assumption. I've done that too. You spend like 10 seconds waiting for that extra 10 gold. And there you see the strike breaker used to move back into lane faster. It's just something you got to get used to. I don't do it enough. It's one of those habits I don't have into muscle memory yet. You're walking blind in the river. I'm not sure I would do that. I would have taken a more safe route in your jungle. And I'm not so sure you can actually... Well, you are level 15. You should be able to beat the Zed in the 1v1. I don't know why you just did that. This is bad. Luli's fucked. That's probably Baron. Oh, he's alive. But yeah, that's probably Baron for them. I don't see you guys contest it now. Like, the Zed can go for a YOLO steal. But that's it. And if they're smart, they're simply going to zone the Zac away so that he can't.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I think it's actually smart what you're doing, just shoving right now instead of joining your team. Yeah, they got the Baron. Like, that's something that only you'll like the. I don't know why you're still here. You're taking turret shots. You gotta leave. I don't know if I'd keep pushing. I'd leave. You guys are spotted. I'd get the fuck out of there. Oh. Jesus, the Amumu does so much damage. Yeah, the Amumu already has Demonic Embrace, so he's gonna hit hard. That's of interest. Just leave. That's a dead Zac, too. Your teammates are just going in one by one to the slaughter. Oh, God. Oh, God. The humanity. So your entire team just died instead of just the Katarina, which is what should have happened. The Katarina was dead to us. But that was a situation where 4 people died on your team that didn't need to. And I feel like you died because you were trying to at least stick around your allies when you could have gotten out. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. I feel like when it came to the actual times where you went in and fought, you did a really good job. Did I see the frustration recall? Oh, that's what you were doing. Yes, I did see it. I feel like when it came to the times where you actually went in and fought, you did a really good job, especially in the 1v1, the 2v2, the small skirmishes. I feel like where you might have been a bit off was during the more objective-oriented play, the more team fight-oriented plays, where you just weren't with your team when they needed you. I'm not entirely sure that you being there would have made enough of a difference to actually matter, because honestly, your teammates were really weak that game. But you were fed. So being there could potentially turn the situation. And I feel like I didn't see you really use your teleport once to join your team. At least not in a way that actually turned into a good fight. That's something I'd work on. Like, especially in this case, when you were fed, you needed to try to be with your team as much as possible. You only go to a side lane to shove when you've got teleport, and then you keep your eye on the rest of the map to see where you can TP in. Otherwise, you just stick with your team. If you don't have teleport, you stick with your team. The only time you wouldn't do that is if there were no objectives on the map that we're fighting for, like if Dragon's down and Baron's down or something like that, and there's nothing that you can really contest, then sticking to a side lane's fine. But in general, like the reason why I love Urgot is because he is a fantastic team fighter. Gangplank struggles when it comes to team fighting, so you really had an opportunity to potentially out team fight him. He was a good Gangplank So maybe he would have been good as well. But you were fed. He wasn't. The other thing that I'd say, like, again, when you went in and executed your kit, you did excellently. You were patient with your ultimate when you needed to be. You were landing your abilities. Your E-Flash worked nicely several times. All good stuff. From a mechanics perspective, from a micro perspective, I feel like you're pretty good. When it came to the lane itself, I feel like you were definitely not aggressive enough early on. With some aggression, you could have denied the Gangplank a bit of CS and comfort and grasp procs. Additionally, I feel like there were definitely moments where you just missed farm, and that's something that hurts. I mean, you were getting kills, so you were farming the best kind of farm, living human farm. But if you had CS'd better, like that, you easily could have gotten an extra 500 or 1,000 gold before the end of the game. And that everything matters. Everything adds up. That's another half item potentially, depending on how much gold you have at the time. Earlier power spikes, which can be like lead to kills. So, like those would be the two things I'd say you need to really focus on: is the macro play, paying attention to your team, knowing when you need to join them and joining them, and farming. I feel like from a micro perspective, when it comes to the actual fights, you're solid, rock solid. Don't play Malphite. But yeah, I hope that helps. Thank you for sending in the coaching request. I always love doing those. Do I want to play against another Shen? All right, fine. We'll play against one more Shen. Oftentimes they die before your TP goes through. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not even sure if TPing to join your team would have mattered because your team was weak. And TP takes a while to go through, so right, maybe. And yeah, farming under your turret especially, you missed a lot. As Nikram pointed out, that was you easily dropped somewhere between 20 and 30 CS during the landing phase. 20 CS is a kill's worth of gold, so it hurts. You're thinking about taking Flash and Ghost instead of TP for more aggression. I don't think that makes sense. You're bad at TP play. Well, if you really suck at TP play, then practice it. I can tell you this, like, I played Zac top and mid forever, and I always went Flash Ignite because I sucked at TP plays. Then I just knuckled down. When I started playing Urgot, I knuckled down and started learning how to use teleport effectively. You just need to practice. With practice, anything can be done. I mean, hell, you learn the mechanics of Urgot. I believe in you. I think you could do it. It's not easy to learn the mechanics of Urgot. And sometimes I make shitty teleports too. It happens, so don't feel bad about it. I mean, you can easily go Ghost Flash or Flash Ignite and just say, fuck it, I'm just going to be mostly doing my own thing. But I don't think that's the best way to play Urgot. Urgot's a fantastic team fighter. It's better to have that teleport. And if you're worried about timing, just teleport early. Teleport before the fight breaks out. It won't, I mean, it might dissuade a fight, and that might also be good.
I do not tolerate cowardice.
And I think, like, one of the no-brainer situations is when dragons are about to go down, teleporting to join your team, if it would take you that long to get there, is not a bad idea. Wow, look at the double Darius bands. I assume you're top lane. Let's see what you pick. Shen, Teemo. Teemo? Ooh. Oh, I don't envy the butt pain you're about to experience, Teemo. Whew. Whew. So we're going to try a Duran Shield start. I mean, I really like Nimbus Cloak. It's so hard for me to give up Nimbus Cloak. We'll just start Duran Shield. Play it nice and passive. We'll farm up, get that Stride Breaker, and then murder him. I mean, yes, I could go second wind.
Until you are broken.
You know what? If we're going Stride Breaker anyways, fine. Fuck it. We'll try it. Second wind. And then what else do I take? Maybe Overgrowth? Yeah, let's do Overgrowth. Ugh, God, Yuumi Vayne. Ugh. That has some serious potential to be frustrating as all hell. Let's hope our bot lane's good. Samira Rakan versus Vayne Yuumi. Ugh. I think Overgrowth's the way to go. So this is definitely a game where we're going to be going Stride Breaker Rush. We're going to start Duran Shield. Let's see, do I want Tabby or Merc Treads? Merc Treads. Just because of the Morgana, I need Merc Treads. Morgana packs so much CC that if you don't bring Merc Treads and she focuses you, you're not moving. So we are definitely going to do the Merc Treads Rush. So we're going to do Duran Shield, Merc Treads, into Stride Breaker. Once I have Stride Breaker, it's a dead lane. The Teemo will just won't win at that point. I don't like ditching my favorite runes, but whatever, we'll try it out. Keep my hand on the keyboard because might need to do Control W to kill a ward. And we're going to walk in with the wave. Normally, we like getting there before the wave, but against Teemo, who can just stealth up and then harass you without any way to really respond. Yeah, that's not going to work. That was cute, but that was never going to work. What do I say about the Hiram matchup? I fucking hate that champ. It's miserable. Basically, it's a dead lane to you unless you get jungle help. Post 9, potentially you're okay because you can kill the turrets as fast as you can place them. But pre 9, it's just pure misery. Because the slot that it's bought in. I have my healing potion in this slot because that's the slot I can easily press, and that's what I did. I'm missing too much farm. The Teemo's hurting, sure, but I'm the one pushing. I really hate how one auto attack from him is enough to proc Aerie twice. It's really dumb. It's really dumb. Is he going to flash after me? Damn. I'm just going to have to teleport in. He has Ignite, so I can just back and TP in. No big deal. I can stay. I still have enough health. I'm fine. This is slow pushing towards me, I think. Or at least it will be soon. It's fine. I think I still got the cannon. And he didn't actually get that much damage off. We're doing okay. It's now slow pushing towards me. And if he doesn't kill me early, we're good.
slain.
Look at the fucking range on this champ. And Olaf's not coming to gank. That's unfortunate. But yeah, as you can see, the sustain is really good with second wind. And Duran shield. I'm actually... Look at my health. This is great. Just shield that so I get extra health. I'll actually heal more than he did in damage because of the shield. Blind. It's such a stupid thing to be able to basically say, oh yeah, the primary form of damage for like half the champions in the game, you don't get to do it for a few seconds. It literally shuts down certain champions completely. God, I couldn't get within range to land my E. If I could, you potentially would have died off of that. Boy, I really wish Olaf came and ganked. It's a struggle just to CS. I'm dead, yeah, I'm dead. So is he, though. No, he's not. I didn't have my... Excuse me, I didn't have mana. I had my E, I didn't have mana to cast it. God, Teemo's such a frustrating champion. Early on, we will outscale him and ruin him, so whatever. It sucks. I was just looking for an opportunity to back, and it sucks that he healed just enough to not die there. I'm not going to get to fully shove this in either. Wow, this sucks. Wow, this sucks! I even burned everything to try and do it, too. Whatever, he's giving up CS to harass me. I'm okay with that. Let's see if there's a healing plant here. I really need it now. Nope. Whatever, we'll just kill it. And we know there's nothing here. Because it would have been spotted. Damn, my team is doing terribly. Because I'm going to outscale this Teemo. It's an Ignite Teemo. He will fall off the face of the earth the moment I get my first item. Or hit 9. Look at that. He goes immediately for Magic Pen. Well, my MR is stronger than his Magic Pen, so we're okay. Like, I think I get a lot more Magic Pen... Excuse me, MR than he gets Magic Pen. There's the pink ward. I'm going to be so happy when I can just casually run him down. Just something that will happen. It's just a matter of time. Teemo basically gets to have a fun laning phase for a few minutes, and then total shit for the rest of the game. So enjoy your fun right now, Teemo, because it's going to run out real soon. Wait, did he just stealth there? Jesus, my team is hard-inting. Hard-inting! I don't need to back. I can just stay, but I think this is a good opportunity to get Merc Treads. And some health. Just make myself tanky. But yeah, this game already feels pretty over because I mean, our bot lane is half the farm of their bot lane. Our mid lane's losing pretty hard. Their jungle is not only out farming, but out ganking. And Olaf. The Morgana nerfs couldn't come soon enough. Seriously, can't come soon enough. Olaf's not coming to gank, is he? Hate having to do such a defensive ward, but whatever. My team's just hard into. We can't win this. It's pretty much over. They're getting more than a kill a minute at this point. Again, I'm going to outscale my lane opponent, but Vayne outscales Samira. Hard. Yone is much easier to execute than Azir, and scales about as well. That's a kill. This is bad. I'm coming. I just walked over like multiple mushrooms. Great. We should just leave it. Yes, I popped Ghost, but I arrived there so incredibly slowly because I must have wandered over like 2 or 3 mushrooms. And Teemo got a kill off. He got an assist off of that. Not a kill. At least there was a kill that was had at some point. Alright, we're 9. Now we can kill him, but I just burned Ghost, so maybe not. If I still had Ghost right now, it would be so easy to kill him. Without Ghost, though. Did you just... Yeah, he's dead. Or the team will just do something dumb like that. Yeah, this game's over. We're not winning this. It's 14-4. Hard-inting allies. This is the second game today we've had this. Where basically the top lane is a guaranteed win. But because my allies are doing so terribly, it's an overall loss because there's no way to win. They're too fed and they're playing champions that outscale their lane opponents, or at least easier to execute, like the Yone matchup. You know what? Let's get pickaxe. Just go straight for 8. Never mind. Waste to teleport. Or was it? Yes, it was. Yep, complete waste to teleport. Yay. Rift Herald 2. I teleported a little too late. But I'm pretty sure that play wasn't going to work anyways. I think our bot lane's getting smashed. It's 5-2. Our bot lane is 2-6. 30 CS behind in addition to getting smashed. Teemo is dead is something you're going to get to see quite a lot this game if the game goes on long enough, which I honestly am not certain we will. He's dead. I don't need help. He's already dead. This Teemo's terrible. This Teemo's just terrible. I don't need any stinking help. This is a dead lane for the Teemo. I don't even have what I need. It's just a dead lane. Problem is, the rest of the game's already over, isn't it? The Rakan is just rotated top lane, which is really stupid. Our mid lane's dead, our bot lane's dead. Why is he not... Dude. Like, the melee minions would have given him more gold. Jesus. I gotta run. I don't know why the fuck the Rakan is here. I don't fucking get why the Rakan is here. I don't fucking get it. Our bot lane just lost 2 turrets because of that. I'm dead. I didn't think he was actually going to try to do that. Dead game. We can't even catch her, can we? Nah, she's gone. I thought she had flash. There goes my lane. I don't want to join my team because the game's over. I'd rather just keep killing the Teemo because I can. Oh, I most certainly can. He's leaving. Of course he is. The Teemo's literally the only one in his team doing poorly. I think I can take the turret before he gets back. Anna's on her way.
Only those who survive this city deserve it.
Great. So does that give her vision of where I am? Because she ran back there assuming I was there. I can't help but feel like it gave her vision.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
I hate games like this so much, and we've had multiple games like this today, where there's nothing I could do to change the outcome of the game because my teammates are feeding in multiple lanes. Not feeding. Feeding's the wrong word. Inting in multiple lanes.
Triple kill.
This is an unplayable game. And unfortunately, somebody voted no. Someone actually voted no. Fuck you, you stupid goddamn rat. You are gonna die. I don't give a fucking shit. You. Oh god. Look, Teemo, the only reason why you're not deep in the red is because your allies are kicking so much ass. Because so far, the two of the times I've died were not because of you, but because of your allies. The Yone coming top lane, and the Morgana popping the I can never be stopped movement speed buff that is Predator. And oh, Morgana needed a hotfix nerf, but Riot took their sweet fucking time nerfing her because apparently they liked her being picked every fucking game at MSI. Inhib down at 18.5 minutes. This isn't a game. This is torture. I feel like my eyes are gonna bleed. Oh, and I'm pretty sure all of my kills, I got them myself. Olaf's dead. Just gonna see if I can kill the Teemo again. Because there's no point joining my team. There's literally no point. Teemo backed off. Of course he did. Because rightly so, he fears me. I wish the weak were condemned. This Teemo should be condemned right to hell. Murder this fucking Teemo. Nice, nice leash there, Teemo. Nice leash. I mean, my goal is literally just 100% focused to killing the Teemo, because there's no point trying to actually win this game. This is not a game that can be won. It's not even too late to make it if it was. Oh, God, he whiffed. Jesus Christ. Can we please get the fucking yes votes already?
Quadra kill. Aced. Your turret has been destroyed.
Well, I'm just going to sit under the Nexus fountain. Like, what's the point? What is the point of playing this game? This is torture. This is legit torture. This is what I imagine hell would feel like if hell were real. This is the experience you'd get, basically. Every experience you're having is this. Like, literally pointless. This was an absolutely pointless game. I should have stopped. I should not have played one more game today. Like, this is the second or third game today I've had like this. There was just literal torture from beginning to end. Nothing I could do to change the outcome of the game. It was a dead game. And it's insane to me that the Vayne Yuumi, basically, they 2v5'd and killed everyone. That's how bad this game was. That the Vayne Yuumi were able to literally 2v5. Now, I'm reporting everybody on my team who is at least 5 kills in the red. 1, 2, 3. Oh, all 4 people on my team. Can this even be called a game? The Vayne did more damage than our entire team combined. Yuumi was recently buffed too, wasn't she? Yeah, no, Vayne should not beat Samira. Samira is an early game champ. Vayne's a scaler. Samira is a short range AD carry with the ability to counter Vayne's. Like, the entirety of Vayne's kit relies on her landing auto attacks. And Samira has an ability that literally stops all auto attacks, all projectiles of any kind. That also includes Yuumi's projectiles and her auto attacks as well. Like, the Samira should have owned that lane. Should have owned it from the very beginning. She should have owned it. But both of these guys inted. I mean, I think it was the Rakan who inted more, but they both inted. Their Khan's feeding his ass off, then you don't need to feed with it. You just sit under your tower and farm, knowing that the Vayne will outscale you, but at least maybe we can turn it around in team fights. The fact that she was inting along with the Rakan ensured that we couldn't win that game. God, what a frustrating game. Absolutely fucking frustrating.